claims to show a screenshot of a 2002 episode of The Simpsons that eerily mirrors real-life events. It shows Donald Trump touching a glowing orb with two Middle Eastern-looking men. Well, last month, President Trump did just that with the King of Saudi Arabia and the President of Egypt. So, did The Simpsons really predict the future?
For over 3 decades, The Simpsons has shocked the world with predictions that somehow turn into reality, from Trump's second presidency to the invention of smartwatches. But their newest batch of predictions for 2026 might be their darkest yet.
And we are looking into yet another claim that The Simpsons predicted the future, in this case the Astroworld Music Festival tragedy, which appears to show various Springfield residents next to a monument of musician Travis Scott.
Number 18. Crypto market hits new all-time high. In Frinkcoin, the nerdy scientist Professor Frink invents his own cryptocurrency and becomes the richest man in Springfield overnight. But his success doesn't last long as the value of his coin collapses, leaving chaos behind. This story perfectly mirrors the roller coaster world of crypto. In Bart to the Future, The Simpsons also predicted huge financial instability in America, which is another clue that fits the unpredictable crypto market.
How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten? We're broke.
Fast forward to 2026, and we might be entering the biggest crypto boom ever. Bitcoin and other digital currencies are rising again, with governments and investors rushing to join. But experts are already warning that what goes up must come down. Many analysts believe 2026 could bring a massive crypto crash, which would be even worse than the one of 2025. If that happens, millions could lose their savings overnight, just like Professor Frink experienced. The Simpsons' message seems clear. Greed and hype always end in disaster. The rise and fall of crypto may be one of the most brutal financial stories of 2026.
Well, can't eat no cryptocurrency when the grid goes down.
Number 17. Colonization of Mars. In the 2016 episode, The Marge Ian Chronicles, Marge and Lisa volunteer to join the first human colony on Mars. What began as a fun storyline suddenly feels too close to reality in 2026. SpaceX, NASA, and even private companies like Blue Origin have all made progress towards setting up life on the Red Planet. Elon Musk has repeatedly promised that humans will reach Mars soon, and 2026 might be the year he finally makes it happen. In the episode, the family faces tension and separation as Marge and Lisa prepare to leave Earth behind. Some experts warn that colonizing Mars could divide humanity between Earth people and Martians, creating new social, political, and moral challenges. If The Simpsons' Mars prediction comes true, 2026 could mark the year human history splits in two, one civilization on Earth, and another beginning millions of miles away.
When did you incorporate?
We're preparing to launch the first privately funded manned mission to Mars.
Number 16. Virtual reality weddings and social events. In The Girl Code, Lisa builds an AI that becomes self-aware, and the family explores how technology takes over every part of life, even relationships. What once seemed futuristic now feels alarmingly close. By 2026, virtual reality, VR, is no longer just for games. People now attend weddings, parties, and even funerals inside digital worlds. Some couples are already getting married in VR, wearing headsets and exchanging vows in computer-generated venues with digital guests. It sounds fun until you realize how easily it can blur the line between real life and fantasy. In The Simpsons episode, technology isolates the family instead of bringing them together. Similarly, experts warn that as people live more inside VR, real emotional connections could fade. Imagine a future where people prefer to celebrate life events as avatars rather than humans. If The Simpsons was right again, 2026 could be the year we fully enter this digital lifestyle. It could be a time when virtual worlds start replacing real ones and human touch becomes optional. Number 15. U.S. versus China war.
It is with great sadness I inform you that America and China have declared war, and a massive nuclear attack is expected to reach our shores within the hour.
In the 2012 episode, At Long Last Leave, The Simpsons get a breaking news report that America and China have declared war. What started as satire now feels chillingly close to reality, as tensions between the US and China continue to rise into 2026. Trade disputes, tech rivalries, and military posturing in the South China Sea have fueled global anxiety. Many fans now claim that The Simpsons may have foreseen a scenario where nationalism spirals out of control, sparking a larger global confrontation. Online forums have even connected the episode's chaotic tone to real-life diplomatic breakdowns, from restrictions on tech exports to warship movements near Taiwan. It's not hard to imagine how a small spark, maybe a cyber attack or a political misstep, could set off something massive. The show exaggerated it for laughs, but the thought of nations clashing over pride and misunderstanding feels frighteningly believable. If 2026 continues on this path, The Simpsons' old joke about forced patriotism might turn into a grim mirror of a world on edge. Number 14. Global recession and economic crash. In this famous episode, Bart to the Future, Lisa becomes President of the United States after President Trump leaves the economy in ruins. It was once seen as one of The Simpsons' funniest coincidences, as it predicted Trump's presidency years before it happened. But now, it feels like that same storyline might be cycling back again. In the show, Lisa's government inherits a budget crunch from President Trump.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
That line has resurfaced in recent months as economists warn that the world could be heading into one of the worst recessions in decades. Inflation, tech layoffs, and rising debt have all been building up like storm clouds. The Simpsons may not have shown every detail, but the message was clear. Reckless leadership and unchecked spending can wreck an entire economy. Some financial analysts even use the episode as a joke reference when predicting another market crash. But is it really a joke anymore? With housing bubbles bursting, AI replacing human jobs, and global trade slowing, the signs are eerily familiar. The idea that The Simpsons might have hinted at a 2026 financial disaster doesn't feel far-fetched, but like history on repeat. Number 13. Climate change begins to cause chaos. In The Simpsons movie, the story begins with something funny but soon turns terrifying. Homer dumps a silo full of pig waste into a lake, poisoning the water so badly that the entire town of Springfield becomes an environmental disaster zone. The government reacts by sealing the whole city under a giant glass dome to contain the pollution. At the time, it felt like a wild cartoon comedy about pollution gone wrong. But today, many fans see it as a hidden warning about climate change and how quickly the environment can spiral out of control. In the movie, small careless actions cause massive consequences. That's exactly what's happening in the real world right now. Factories, cars, and oil spills continue to poison the planet, and we're starting to see the same kind of chaos in the form of extreme heat waves, floods, and air pollution that makes cities nearly unlivable. What makes this prediction hit even harder is how The Simpsons movie also hinted at the denial and greed that often block change. In the film, government leaders care more about their image than solving the real problem. Today, we see something similar with politicians and corporations making promises about going green while continuing harmful practices behind the scenes. Environmental experts have called 2026 the make-or-break year for climate action. Global temperatures are rising faster than ever, and storms and wildfires are growing more destructive. Watching The Simpsons movie now feels like looking into a mirror that reflects what happens when warnings are ignored for too long. The dome wasn't just a piece of cartoon imagination. It could be a metaphor for what's coming, a world where humanity lives inside the walls it built, surrounded by the consequences of its own pollution. Once again, The Simpsons turned out to be far more prophetic than anyone expected. Number 12. Another global pandemic. This one feels uncomfortably close to home. In Marge in Chains, an episode from the early 90s, a mysterious flu spreads through Springfield after arriving from Asia in a shipment of goods. People cough uncontrollably, panic buy items, and demand a cure that doesn't exist. Years later, when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, viewers were shocked at how precisely the episode matched reality. But The Simpsons didn't stop there. In The Fool Monty, a later episode, Mr. Burns becomes deathly ill, spreading fear and chaos through town as Mr. Brown hoards the limited supply of vaccine for himself. Now, fans and even some scientists worry that another pandemic could be around the corner. The World Health Organization has already warned about Disease X, a potential unknown virus that could trigger a health crisis worse than COVID-19. If The Simpsons were right once, could they be right again? In a way, their prediction wasn't just about a virus, but about how humans react, with fear, misinformation, and selfishness spreading even faster than disease. And if another outbreak does happen in 2026, it'll be hard not to think of Springfield sneezing and screaming in chaos, decades before it all became real.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Number 11. Neural microchips implanted in humans. In the episode Future Drama, the show takes a peek into the lives of older Bart and Lisa, living in a futuristic Springfield where technology has advanced beyond control. People are seen with screens attached to their eyes, automated everything, and robots running the city. But one detail caught viewers' attention. There were small computer implants that allowed characters to communicate instantly and store memories. It seemed like wild science fiction at the time. But today, tech companies like Neuralink are making it real. Elon Musk's brain chip startup has already implanted prototypes into humans, allowing them to control devices using only their thoughts. The episode hinted that this kind of technology could lead to both miracles and mayhem of people losing privacy, being hacked through their own brains, or even manipulated by corporations. As 2026 approaches, brain chip projects are expanding worldwide. Governments are discussing neural rights, which is the right to mental privacy and freedom of thought. That's how close we've come to the Simpsons sci-fi vision.
With new, more powerful computers, astrology can show you the future.
Number 10. 3D printed food becomes normal. Back in 1995, The Simpsons aired Lisa's Wedding, one of its most famous future episodes. In it, Lisa visits a high-tech future where machines can instantly prepare food with the press of a button, essentially a form of 3D printing before 3D printing even existed. Decades later, that wild idea is becoming reality. Scientists have already printed pizza, chocolate, and even meat using specialized printers. By 2025, several restaurants are experimenting with custom-printed meals designed by AI, allowing diners to print their ideal dish on demand. The Simpsons' idea of food materializing from thin air is no longer fantasy, but just innovation catching up. The show also hinted at how such convenience might change society. Fewer traditional cooks, more processed meals, and a world where people are more dependent on machines for basic needs. If this trend continues, by 2026, you might not ask a waiter for a meal. You might just press "print dinner." The Simpsons saw it coming. And like so many of their other predictions, it's only a matter of time before Springfield's kitchen becomes our own.
Smile! Oh, it's so great!
Number 9. Alien Contact.
It was an alien march. It appeared in front of me and said, "Don't be afraid."
You been drinking?
No.
In the Springfield Files, a terrified Homer claims to have seen an alien glowing green in the woods. Everyone laughs at him until the alien turns out to be Mr. Burns glowing from radiation. But the message behind the joke was bigger than it seemed. Humanity's fear of the unknown and the possibility that life beyond Earth might be real. Nearly 30 years later, this episode feels less like comedy and more like a prophecy. In 2023 and 2024, several U.S. officials hinted that non-human biologics had been recovered from crash sites. NASA even formed a special team to study unidentified aerial phenomena. Now, rumors are spreading that world governments are preparing to disclose shocking findings about alien technology. Fans of The Simpsons say the episode predicted not just alien encounters, but how humanity would react to them. Panic, confusion, denial, and government cover-ups were all part of the show's storyline. If real contact happens, those same reactions might unfold in our world.
I'm telling you, I saw a creature from another planet.
Maybe you just dreamed it.
Oh, yeah?
Number 8. Green energy, banned forever. In Paths of Glory, Lisa discovers an old female inventor who was forgotten by history, representing the fight for innovation and progress. In Homer the Great, Homer joins a secret society, the Stonecutters, who secretly control everything in Springfield.
All stonecutters must take the leap of faith.
Fans believe these two stories combine into a dark warning about how secretive power groups might destroy green energy progress for their own gain. The prediction goes that 2025 could bring a total collapse in renewable energy programs, not because they failed, but because they threaten too many powerful interests. Already, environmental projects across the world are being delayed or canceled due to budget concerns and political resistance. In many countries, fossil fuel lobbyists are gaining influence again, convincing governments to return to oil and coal for stability. In The Simpsons, the Stonecutters manipulated society from the shadows, controlling everything from laws to weather forecasts. Replace the stonecutters with global corporations today, and the story doesn't sound far-fetched. If green technology truly falls out of favor, the planet could spiral even faster into disaster in the form of hotter weather, rising seas, and toxic air. Maybe that's what The Simpsons was warning about all along. Not that green energy would fail, but that humanity would give up on it right when it was needed most. Number 7. Big Tech's collapse. In The Full Monty, Mr. Burns becomes the world's most hated man after trying to manipulate people through media. In the Doomsday network, Lisa accidentally creates her own social media empire that quickly spins out of control, leaving people obsessed, lonely, and disconnected from real life. These episodes didn't just predict the rise of social media, but hinted at its downfall. Today, that warning feels more real than ever. Major tech companies are facing mass layoffs, privacy lawsuits, and user distrust, with the Facebook lawsuit and Mark Zuckerberg's congressional interviews being prime examples. Platforms once seen as unstoppable are now losing billions as users leave for smaller, ad-free alternatives. Some fans believe The Simpsons saw the end of big tech long before it began. In the Doomsday network, Lisa's platform collapses after people realize they've become addicted to fake happiness and online approval. Today, we're watching something similar happen with real-life tech giants as people seek to log off for good. Experts predict that by 2026, use of traditional tech platforms could drop sharply, with many moving to decentralized platforms. With AI scandals, misinformation, and data leaks, tech companies may finally face the consequences of their unchecked power, just as the show warned. If The Simpsons is right again, we may soon see the end of an era, when big tech, once the ruler of modern life, becomes its own downfall.
I'd have more friends if I knew what people liked, but I won't know what people like unless I'm their friend.
Number 6. Earth nearly swallowed by a black hole. In the Halloween episode, Treehouse of Horror 27, Homer accidentally creates a mini black hole that starts swallowing everything in Springfield, from houses, people, even time itself. It's absurd, yet strangely symbolic. And now, with scientists warning about real cosmic dangers, it doesn't sound funny anymore. In late 2025, astronomers detected strange gravitational distortions near our solar system. These are ripples in space-time that shouldn't exist. Some theorists believe these signals could be early signs of a rogue black hole passing nearby. NASA dismissed it as a calibration error, but space enthusiasts are convinced this is exactly what The Simpsons predicted. In the episode, people ignore the warnings until it's too late. The black hole grows uncontrollably, pulling in light, matter, and eventually, the whole town. Today, with recent black hole discoveries, including images showing their jets firing toward Earth, many are drawing eerie parallels. If even a small black hole drifted close to our planet, the results would be catastrophic. It means oceans rising, tectonic plates shaking, and the Earth's orbit destabilizing. It sounds impossible, but so did many other Simpsons predictions until they happened.
It's a black hole, not a lawn and leaf bag. If one more thing gets in there, it could reach critical mass.
Number 5. World War III/nuclear conflict. In the episode Simpson Tide, Homer joins the Navy and accidentally fires a nuclear missile during a military exercise, nearly starting a global war. The episode, meant to be a funny take on Homer's clumsiness, suddenly feels chilling in today's world. With rising global tensions between superpowers like the US, China, and Russia, that accidental war scenario doesn't seem so impossible anymore. Meanwhile, Treehouse of Horror 8 takes the idea even further, showing a post-apocalyptic Springfield destroyed by nuclear bombs. The episode shows people turning into mutants, cities collapsing, and society falling apart. It was pure dark comedy then, but now it feels like a warning. Recently, fears of a World War III have grown stronger than ever, with conflicts in Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and the Pacific intensifying. Many believe The Simpsons foresaw how easily one small mistake, like a missile misfire or political misunderstanding, could spark a worldwide disaster. These episodes don't just show explosions and chaos, but reveal how fragile peace really is. One reckless act, one ego-driven decision, or one wrong button press could change everything. Just like Homer's accident nearly did, the world today feels one mistake away from a similar catastrophe. Number 4. Release of the Diddy List. In The Great Gatsby, Mr. Burns teams up with rapper Jay-Z, an obvious parody of Jay-Z, and the plot spirals into betrayal, revenge, and dark secrets from the entertainment world. What once seemed like a playful take on celebrity culture now feels chillingly real. Rumors have been circulating online about a so-called Diddy list, a document allegedly containing the names of politicians, celebrities, and executives connected to underground crimes linked to the music mogul. What's eerie is that The Simpsons already showed something like this, a glamorous party world hiding terrible secrets, where loyalty meant silence and exposure meant destruction. Fans now call The Great Gatsby the Diddy episode that warned us, and the prediction feels more believable than ever. If the real Diddy list is ever released, it could expose the darkest corners of fame, just like the episode showed.
Oh, it's a white party, just the kind I used to throw.
Number 2. The End of the World, Global Doomsday. Few episodes hit as hard today as Thank God It's Doomsday. In it, Homer becomes convinced the end of the world is coming after he interprets strange signs and world events. But here's the chilling twist. Many of those signs have already appeared in real life. In the show, the skies darken, strange weather patterns appear, and communication systems break down. Exactly what's happening in parts of the world today. Solar flares have caused massive power grid failures, rare earthquakes hit new regions, and volcanic activity has surged worldwide. To make things worse, global distrust and economic collapse have made people genuinely fearful that something huge is coming. Fans argue that the episode wasn't about a literal apocalypse, but a spiritual one. Humanity's decay, moral corruption, and obsession with fame and technology all lead to society's fall. If you think about it, that's the true end of the world. The Simpsons may have meant a slow, man-made destruction of values, sanity, and hope. Either way, the line between fiction and prophecy has never been thinner.
Homer Simpson is predicting the world will end next Wednesday.
Number 1. The AI takeover. No prediction from The Simpsons has ever felt more real or more terrifying than the AI takeover. In them, Robot, Mr. Burns replaces all human employees with robots to increase efficiency. Everything seems perfect at first until the machines start thinking for themselves. That episode was aired long before AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, and humanoid robots became part of everyday life. But in 2026, the story might come full circle. Factories, hospitals, and even law firms might run almost entirely by AI systems. Already, massive layoffs have hit every sector, and humans are struggling to find purpose in a world that no longer needs them. In Treehouse of Horror 20, the machines go even further, deciding humans are the problem. They turn against their creators, erasing them from existence. While that's still fiction, there are unsettling echoes in real life. AI models now generate their own code, build better versions of themselves, and occasionally refuse commands from humans. Experts warn that a global AI singularity, the point where machines surpass human control, could happen within the decade. If The Simpsons got this one right, then 2026 might be remembered as the year humans lost control for good.